morning, good morning, good morning. You are listening to Church Without Walls. We on the New Orleans Talk Network. We come to you every Monday morning, 11 to 12 Central Standard Time. We certainly hope that you have enjoyed your week. We hope that you had a great week. And I always say anytime God let you wake up, it's a great day. It could have been a great sunshiny day. It could have been a rainy day. But whatever day he let you walk and you can talk, hear, and see, it's a great day. So we thank God that he allowed us to come into your home, into your car, wherever you may be at work. We're so happy to come to you this morning. It's been Pastor always says 168 hours since we've been on the air and since we talked to the community and to the country. And 168 hours, I always say that's over 10,000 minutes in 160 hours. And also it's over 64,000 seconds and since the last time we talked. So we're so happy to come to you on this Monday. It's a beautiful day outside. And as always, it's always beautiful to come to share what we learn in the church. We are Church Without Walls. My name's Charles Stewart. And also the other host is Reverend Dr. Anthony Williams. We come to you every Monday morning to try to knock down, but we want to knock down a wall that stands in your way. Church Without Walls, we is the church, and along with you, so you is a part of Church Without Walls because we all are the church. We go to the church house on Monday, but we want to share with you what we learn in our church house every Sunday. And also, we hope that you will share with us what you learn in your church. Dr. Williams?
Well, and we're here this morning hoping that you would call into the show to express yourself or your opinion on the topic that we are trying to discuss with you. And we hope that we can get some Bible information from you that we can share with the audience this morning. So remember that number is 504-341-8255. And we're looking forward to hearing from you this morning, looking forward to hearing your opinion on the topic that's being discussed this morning. So do us a favor, do yourself a favor, do the community a favor, call in and express yourself. Let us know what your opinion is on some of the things that we are talking about.
And our topic today is time for those who love the country and love the community to stand up and be the leader that God wants you to be. Again, as Dr. Williams said, you can call us 504-341-8255. We're also on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. So not only you can hear us, you can download us on the app, www.New Orleans Talk Network. But it's good that you can see our face, too. And we want to hear from you today as we talk about it's time for those who love the country and love the community to stand up and be the leader that Dr. William and myself believe that you should be. And I just want to do a quick shout-out to those that listen to us every Monday. Mr. Watson D. Dunn, Mr. Carter. Two Carters actually said they listen to us on Monday. So to everyone, I'm calling names, but I didn't call your name. You know who you are, who may be watching us or listening to us. And we're so happy to have you this morning. And like I said, we just want to tear down some of them walls in a way. Now, Dr. Williams, I want to start off the show this morning by saying that some walls, to me, is a heavy burden, I think, on the whole country that's standing in our way. We seem to have lost all respect. When I say all respect, I said we done lost it. And it's time for the leaders, the real leaders, to stand up. It's time for the president to stand up, the Senate, the congressman, and most of all, our spiritual leaders. I mean, who are they? They got the president of the United States arguing with a congressman over a young man who got killed. Sergeant Johnson got killed, I think, in some parts of Africa. And he made a phone call, and the young lady said that he told her when her husband signed up for that duty, he knew the consequences. Now, I heard on another radio station, a question was asked to another talk show host to ask him about that. And his question was, at least his answer was, that when you sign up for those duties, it's all a possibility that's the way it may go down, but that's not the way this happened. I mean, your duties as elected officials, you're like a clergy of a church. A pastor can't not gonna go to a family and say, when your husband signed up to work, say he was working on a oil rig and it blew up and got killed. You're gonna go there. You're gonna show respect and sympathy. You're gonna say, unfortunately, that happened, and we ask God to strengthen you at this needed time. And that's the only thing the president could have told this young lady, that it happened, and it's unfortunate that it happened. I'm praying for you, and I'm asking the whole country to pray with you and pray for you that you'll get through with this, and you and your kid would the country owe y'all a great date. But he chose, not only this morning, he in a tweet with this young lady, saying that what he told her, it doesn't matter. I mean, like, anybody to me, anybody in the common sense. Now the bad part about this, when the Congress lady got in the midst of it, they saying she an empty wagon. You know, when you tell somebody they is an empty wagon, you know, you telling them that they stupid, they crazy. You saying that. My grandma used to, when I was a little boy, 5 years old, when they had people in the neighborhood, and, you know, a couple of people walked by, and they were a little bit, you know, we said throw it off, you know, and confident. My grandmother was all say, well, don't worry about it, said that's the empty wagon. The empty wagon make plenty noise, but a loaded wagon doesn't. So this lady happened to be a very smart young lady. She'd been a principal of a school. And also she was a family friend. She was there grieving with the family when that called in. But the thing that I don't understand is when a question or some kind of situation come up with the president, he always turned the tide to some other conversation. And like, he could have, to me, it would be a non-story. We wouldn't even be talking about this morning. All he had to do was say, well, if the young lady misunderstood me, I misquoted, I apologize, end of story. But he chose not to do that. He chose to go in a battle argument. And my question is, Dr. William Hill, what is the leader of the Senate? What is the leader of the Congress? What is the clergy? Over 80%. I know the Angelica Association, 80% of them supported Donald Trump for president. So why are they not speaking out saying, hey, the country just turned into a racist battle every single day? So why not the clergy? I'm saying not from the Angelica, I'm saying Baptist, Full Gospel, Church of God in Christ, Jehovah Witness, any leader. Why nobody not speaking out saying, hey, we need to be trying to bring our country together, not pitting us against one another?
That's probably because, Dr. Charles, is because most of your leaders, as far as the clergy is concerned, feel like they only want to deal with a safe message. And dealing with a safe message basically means that I'm not going to involve myself in things that are out of my character, things that are out of my ability to do any control with. If you're going to be a person that that's dealing basically with safe situation. You're not a follower of Christ because Christ was never safe in anything that he was doing. As far as an empty wagon is concerned, uh, you know, I'm not being safe. I'm gonna say it just like it is. The president acts like an empty wagon sometimes. He basically want to take the pressure off of him. So to me, and I'll go back and backtrack on that. He's not acting like an empty wagon. He's acting like a psychological person with psychological knowledge was being said that basically all he wants to do is take the pressure off of him. And I don't want anybody, contacting me about what I said. I'm the president. I hold this office. But yet and still, when we go back and look at the past president, it did not matter if Obama would have said or done some of the things that the president is now doing. You would have had a whole lot of rhetoric on news media and everything else that would be talking about it. So the leaders of the country right now, where is your stand? How do you confront the issues that you're being confronted with now? Who are you talking to? How are you educating your congregations as far as the ministers are concerned, to the councilmen and the senators? You're holding a position in the world. How are you counseling people in regard to that? How are your constituents supposed to react that you're not taking a stand on these things? I realize that it's virtually almost impossible for you to try and talk to the president. He have certain people around him which will counsel him on all the issues that come up before him. But when you're out there making a statement that condemn and condone certain situations, you need to be aware of what's happening.
Yeah, Reverend William, what troubling about this here is the young lady wasn't allowed to see her husband's body. She said she don't even know what's in the casket. They could have bricks in there, anything. All she sees is a casket, and she leaning over kissing. He said she wasn't allowed, and she said what really troubled her, the president couldn't even remember her husband's name, and Johnson is one of the most common names they probably got going, Reverend William, is Johnson, Johnson, so it shouldn't be hard to remember. I can remember, I know he should remember the name Johnson, and I would think when you get ready to call somebody, that you have notes, they give you, they give you a press release, what you're going to talk about, so I don't know if he couldn't pick it up and see it at the time, but he didn't even know the young man's name. And the other thing troubling about this, Reverend William, they had 3 other young men that had got killed also. And they not in the news, they not mentioning their name. I mean, I don't know what the reason why the other 3 names not mentioned. But anyway, we got to take a station break, and we'll be back. Remember, you can get in on this conversation, 504-341-8255. Give us a call.
Join in on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry. There are no limitations or boundaries. We talk about life, and guess what? That includes you. So download the app today, New Orleans Talk Network, and subscribe on YouTube. That's every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. New Orleans Talk Network, Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned in to New Orleans Talk Network.
Hi, this is Jill Samuels with Faith That Works. Join us every Tuesday at 11 a.m. Central Standard Time and 12 noon on New Orleans Talk Network as we change the lives of people with the Word of God by equipping the body of Christ to evangelize the world while reconciling people back to God. Let us continue to carry the water to the desert because Jesus is the living water.
Stop this hauling water to the sea.
Hello, this is Dr. Glenda E. Williams.
This is Charles Stewart.
Dr. Anthony Williams.
And I want to encourage you to join Church Without Walls every Monday morning from 11 a.m. to 12 noon.
And we want to encourage you to promote God's plan and not man's plan.
Don't you dare miss it. We are back. You are listening to Church Without Walls on the New Orleans Talk Network. Charles Stewart is your host, and co-host is the Reverend Dr. Anthony Williams. We come to you every Monday morning with Church Without Walls. We want to knock down the wall that's standing in your way. We invite you to get in on the conversation, 504-341-8255. As we were talking before, we took a station break about what's going on in our country, and that what is the leader? You know, years ago you had people like Malcolm X, Martin Luther King. Many of those great men stood up. Reverend Abernathy, we can go on name many, many more that stood up for unfair justice. And we don't, for some reason, we not seeing that now. And Reverend Williams said earlier, a lot of these people that in permanent place, they is satisfied. They don't want to, what you said, rock the boat. They comfortable where they are, so they don't want to be part of nothing. But I would say to the listening audience that we need a new brand of our leaders to represent us. And I always said for years, and you know, many people, you know, probably don't agree with me, but I always said that they need people need to be independent. They need an independent party. And my reason for saying that, I don't see where the Republican Party or the Democrat Party do a lot to help people in the community. They only worry about how they're going to get elected. And the community, it doesn't mean anything to them. I was talking with a Republican friend of mine. Him and we talk from time to time. And he asked me, how did I feel about the Republican Party, the Democrat Party? I said, I have respect for both parties, and they have it. I said they got it like a Burger King situation. They have it their way. I mean, it's like the left against the right, and the conservatives against the liberals, and we stuck in the middle, and we make the difference, don't get nothing out of it. For instance, like most Democrats, from what I can see, when they have elections, the only thing Democrat elected officials do is give like a party, give away hot dogs, and make a few anniversaries, and a few picnics and family reunions, and the community get absolutely nothing. Same way with the Republican Party. Republican Party, they don't recruit too many African Americans because they figure they ain't gonna vote for them anyway. So we get nothing because the Democrat Party, they believe that African Americans gonna vote for them regardless. Some things they don't worry about how they gonna vote. They worry about them voting, Dr. Williams, because they figure if they can get them to the poll, they gonna vote Democrat, and we get nothing for that. So, as being a person that have been watching this for years, strange enough, like I was telling some friends the other night, Dr. Williams, that he asked me how I feel like Republican Party. I say everything that I ever got done was did through the Republican Party. To be honest, like from Congress Rivers to Bill and all of them, everything I ever called and asked them to help them. I never asked them for nothing for me. But when someone else needed help on a certain situation, they be in the hospital or whatever it may be, I went to a Republican and they opened the door for me, and I guess the line is real short. But every time you call a Democrat, they tell you to make an appointment, and it's like 3 weeks away. When people have a serious problem, you ain't got no 3 weeks to wait. So every major thing that ever got done was did to the Republican Party.
Well, you got to ask yourself a question, Dr. Charles. You ask yourself a question. When I call for help, either you should have someone in that organization capable of talking to me and finding out what my problem is. If no one can talk to you to find out what your problem is, it's like being put on the back burner, or you have a folder that's being put on the desk and you got a bunch of folders on there, and then you start prioritizing things. And when you get to prioritizing things, some things get lost in the shuffle. But the thing about it is that most of us should look at the people that we put in office and see how they're helping us, what their concerns are. How are you able to respond to situations that governs my community? What are you doing about it? Or are you just in that office to be a person sitting in a seat? Or are you taking control? We have a call on the line. Can we?
We are here to the call. Call you on air.
Hey, good morning, fellas. How y'all doing? It's me, host of Talk What You Know, Tarek Jones himself. How y'all doing this morning?
Okay, Doc, I know you got something interesting to say.
Well, y'all know me, myself, personally. I pay close attention. I observe America, the way we move, the way we don't move, whether we going left, right, or up and down. Right now, I think most Americans are neutral when it comes to the current situation or the current state we in America.
I'm in the show right now.
It's either you're going to go left or right with this or stay in the middle. And like I said, most Americans are staying in the middle. They don't want to get involved in the pressures of what this president is putting on the country. And he's finding ways to divide this country in multiple ways. But what I really want to say is, I'm just so sick and tired of black people trying to play the victim. Like we've been victimized with everything that's happening, especially with this Trump situation and, how he's disrespecting a lot of people and a lot of, things that's going on in the country right now. Trump is just making it worse. I think this is an excellent opportunity for the black community to rise up and conquer a lot of the things and actually, increase their status as far as citizenship is in this country is concerned and become third, fourth. Right now, I think we're like fifth-class citizens. Get up there about the third, fourth. I mean, maybe second-class citizens, because what Trump is doing, and he's leaving it wide open, he's exposing the ignorance of white America. He has exposed it to the point to where we should be able to benefit off of this right now, because we could come out of this whole situation looking squeaky clean and say, look what black people was able to do while we had the worst presidency in this country. But I think we so busy playing victim right now. Oh, look what they disrespecting us, or look what they doing to us, to where it's like, we only sinking deeper and deeper and deeper into the situation we already in. So I just think black people just need to pull together, get with the spiritual leaders in the community, and figure out ways collectively in strength in numbers to try to overcome the ignorance white America is displaying. And if we can't overcome ignorance, if we can't overcome this, we're not going to be able to overcome nothing. Trump is here to divide, and if we let him divide us, we would eventually, like Pastor Jones always says, if you keep dividing, you're going to get to zero eventually. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So we gotta multiply. We gotta combine together and say, you know what? We're going to speak out at the polls. We're going to speak out at neighborhood association meetings. We're going to come together as a people to overcome the ignorance white America is being exposed for right about now.
Carl, what you saying, you are so right, and like what it takes to move people, Terry, is people have to speak out like you're not afraid to speak out what God, give you. What you don't let people, when God give you something you get in your mind, you're not afraid to speak it. And when you're saying organize, Terry, I can remember back when I was a little boy, but I can remember when Martin Luther King days. I was a young boy, but I used to pay attention to my grandmother and them. And one thing Andrew Young always advocated to even after Dr. Martin Luther King got killed. So we got to keep on organizing and planning. Don't care, like I said, one of us get killed, one of us get knocked down. We still gonna organize and plan. What you said, Doc, you hit the dead on the head. We need to organize ourselves to benefit. I mean, the country always have been divided almost straight down the middle. And like you said, the middle is the one that decides most of all the elections. I mean, you got 40% Democrat, most likely, probably got 40% Republican. They gonna stay there, don't care who run. I mean, if Bimbo Pete run or Tim Dam run, they gonna vote for them as long as they got the D behind their name or the aura. But the people in the middle is the one that make the difference. That's where the independent party, I think, is very, very important. We make the difference, like all the upcoming races, like you say, many races in Jefferson Parish, a lot of these parishes in the state of Louisiana. The black make the difference, but what do we get out of it? Well, we vote for somebody called a Democrat. The hell with that. I'm voting for who got my best interest.
Well, and that comes into play, whereas a lot of people want to just vote Democrat or vote Republican. But you have to look among the constituents and see who's going to do the better job, who has done a good job. And, we get to a point where if we look into society right now, we can't keep condemning white folks and blaming white folks for everything that happens to us. We have to look at ourselves and see where we are making mistakes and then try to correct some of those mistakes. Either you're going to be a part of the problem or you're going to be a part of the solution.
Yeah.
And if you're always a part of the problem, you're not trying to be a part of the solution.
I think the best thing Black America could do at this point, we know what we got in Donald Trump. Just ignore him. Whatever he says, don't pay it no mind, because it's all a distraction at the end of the day. Let's just get together and figure out what we're going to do on a local local scale and try to move forward. But Donald Trump is saying these things like I thought about it. I said to myself, look, 9 times out of 10, a black business didn't care about what Donald Trump had to say about the NFL players. It was white businesses that was turning around and saying, we're not watching NFL games. 9 times out of 10. It was white people saying we're not watching NFL games because of what's happening in the NFL. Most other races of people could care less about what's happening with Donald Trump in the NFL. But the passion runs deep when he addresses situations about the black community, and it gets us all riled up. And we continue to keep saying, you see how racist he is? You see how racist he is? Well, we already knew he was racist before he got in the office. So let's stop dealing with the obvious and start dealing with things that's going to bring us, make us better American citizens and give us the assistance and and the benefits that we need to grow and become second class, first class citizens in this country. Honestly, I feel like this is the best time for Black America to come up because you have ignorance in front of us. And if we can't conquer ignorance, then we can't conquer nothing. Donald Trump is not the sharpest tool in the toolbox. You know what I'm saying?
Terry,
But he's proven to be the
with
most
you.
effective one.
Terry, I agree with you so much, man, because like I said, let's use Donald Trump as a motivation tool. Let's tell him we love him. We like what you do.
Yeah, instead of telling
you
him
bringing us together.
let's say, you know what, we appreciate Donald Trump. Let's just use reverse psychology and see and watch how these people sit back and say, what the hell are they trying to do? What do they got planned? Because we embracing the dumb things that's happening. We say, you know what, we're going to overcome this. We're not even worrying about what Donald Trump talking about. We got bigger and better things coming.
I love it, man, because like I said, let's use that as a motivation. Because, Terry, look at, we came, like I said, we look at our ancestors. A guy was telling me a woman couldn't lead him out of nothing. I said, do you follow history? I said, who led the Underground Railroad? A woman or a man? He said, what? So we looking for real leaders, Terry. That's what you're saying. Regardless who they may be, they can be a white person. I mean, a black person, red, green, a woman. I don't care. As long as somebody is for the real thing. Before I leave this service, I would like to see many people can come together. And most of all, let our community prosper. Let people prosper. The Bible said we should be productive, prosper people. And we're asking our leaders, spiritual leaders, and political leaders to step up, man. Don't be no coward.
Instead of, sitting down and just waiting for this man to say something messed up and say, well, yeah, we victims, they've been treating us like this. Let's take this opportunity to come together and say, you know what, we're not going to let this man divide our community anymore. We're going to come up and we're going to be better as a nation, and we're going to be better as a community, and we're going to hold people accountable. Right now, Donald Trump, at this point, he's going to talk his way out of a job. He's going to do something stupid, and they're going to get him out of office, and then the whole country can celebrate those who want to celebrate. But for here and now, the disrespect to this man's wife, the deceased soldier's wife, that's to be expected from Donald Trump. Right. The disrespect towards 70% of the NFL players and NBA players, that's to be expected from Donald Trump. The disrespect to other nations, that's to be expected from Donald Trump. To be honest with you, that's why he was hired. Okay, to do exactly what the heck he is doing. Right. We need to find out the weakness, and the weakness is the ignorance of the person that's in office, and use the smartness that we have to bypass all the BS that he got going on. But if we're not using our brains and we only acting off an impulse, then we're not going to get anything done. So, I mean, it's time for us to really, really evaluate where we at as a community and to start evaluating our leaders. It seems like it's far-fetched, but it's possible if we put our heads together and make it happen.
Let's stop letting the news media get us to a point where we are all discombobulated. I'm going to use that word. Okay. We're all discombobulated, whereas we're focusing more upon what's being broadcast on the news media rather than focusing on the situation at hand. There's so much that we have that we can be addressing. Let's start looking at addressing some of the things that are affecting us as a nation.
Hey, Terry, excuse me, Rev, could we go, we went over for our station break. Terry, we're going to take a station break, but when we come back, we want to talk about the situation with the NFL. I got a spin on that when people come together quietly. If you notice that about the flag is beginning to come down, I'm going to tell you the reason why when we come back. We'll take a short break. We'll be right back.
Here at Jones Insurance, your full-service agency, let us take care of all your insurance needs. We provide homeowners insurance, flood, rental, commercial, auto, and life insurance. Don't let the unexpected tragedy destroy your family's future. Here at Jones Insurance, 7603 West Bank Expressway, Monroe, Louisiana, 772. Contact Lois at 504-348-1492.
Join in on Mondays from 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. for Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry. There are no limitations or boundaries. We talk about life, and guess what? That includes you. So download the app today, New Orleans Talk Network, and subscribe on YouTube. That's every Monday, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. New Orleans Talk Network, Breaking the Silence with Dr. Patricia Fry.
Happy Merry Mondays. It's your girl, Mary J. I want you to tune in with me to Real Talk with Mary J on New Orleans Talk Network every Monday morning at 10 a.m. Then follow me to blogtalkradio.com/Real Talk with Mary J at 10 p.m. It's going to be a Merry Monday every Monday at 10 a.m. and 10 p.m. You've just tuned in to New Orleans Talk Network.
What is New Orleans Talk Network? It's today's hottest topics with an added flair. You get ready because the conversation will be hot and better yet, mobile. Download the New Orleans Talk Network app available on Android, iPhone, iPad, and you can listen to us on the web at www.neworleanstalknetwork.com. Write down our talk line at 504-341-TALK. That's 504-341-8255. Interactive and worldwide. That's what we are. Join in on the real conversation and tell a friend about the New Orleans Talk Network.
We are back. You are listening to Church Without Walls on the New Orleans Talk Network, your community station. I'm your host, Charles Stewart, and Dr. Anthony Williams. We come to you every Monday morning, 11 to 12. And if you'd like to get in on any conversation that we have, we love to hear from you, 504-341-8255. And I tell you, we're on Facebook and Instagram. As we were talking before you left, and I was telling Carrie that if you notice that Donald Trump, it was a big deal for about a week or so when they were talking about the every player should stand for the national anthem. If you notice that quietly disappearing, why? You had maybe 12 or 14 NFL player met with the owner. I think it was maybe about 12 or 16 owner and 12 or 16 players with the commission. They met. And the message that those guys had was, it's our constitutional right to stand if we want to, stand or not. But here's the real point of that. A couple of them players reminded those owners, which some of them knew already, but those players remind the owner and the commissioner, African Americans make up 75% of football. So if you want to get rid of us, you keep on pushing us, we're going to shut it down. And some of them owners had feared it already. See, like Jerry Jones, I think he had got a call from President Trump, and he's saying player must stand. That was the only team owner that I hear say that. Some other owners went berserk when they heard that. They felt Jerry Jones out of line because they know that African Americans shut their lead down. What I mean about that, and I tell some friend of mine, so they go get some more players. I don't believe that millionaires and people that go to football game gonna pay $75 for a ticket, whatever they call it, and have a luxury suite to go to no football game to see no doctors, lawyers, and bookkeepers play no football and dentists. They need some thugs, radical guys to play football because God gave them a gift, and African Americans, they good at it. And you see they play hide and go see and all that after they score a touchdown. Them people pay money to see that. And that's the reason why you see Trump eating away. You don't hear nothing about Jerry Jones no more because them guys took a stand. And why do I say this, Jerry? Because if our clergy, our senators and Congress would take that kind of stand and say, no longer in this country we going to let these things happen. People then being disrespected. They got little kids asking their mom and daddy what some of the bitches mean. You know, all that there.
But Charles, sometimes you got to look at things psychologically, and with white race have always done. They've always used psychology on us. Now you can look at what's happening with the NFL right now, and they're saying that 75% of the players in the NFL are black. So if that be the case, and they're trying to find a way to get more white players in that, and if you can get black players to become rude and disrespectful, then you can find a way to root some of them out of there. So that's a psychological play that's taking place also. But what you've got to learn is that you need to start working as a people. We've got to start working in reference to seeing what's the motive beyond what you're trying to do. What's the modus operation behind what you're trying to accomplish? And Donald Trump is doing a lot of things to separate countries, separate races, and everything else. So he has an agenda. And you've got to basically find out what his agenda is for doing what he's doing, because he's making sure all of this hit the news media. And when it hit the news media, then it's slapping us in the face.
That's correct. But, Rev, I disagree with you on one point you said, that they want to get more white players in. I mean, they have, like, preseason and training camp. So if a white player good as a black player, he going to win. They in football, them coaches a job on the line. They going to put the best player possible on the field and win. Don't care what color. You can be red, green, or anybody. You like Brady. He good at what he do. Brady, probably one of the greatest of all time. Aaron Rodgers. Well, those guys superior. They're going to be on the field. The big tight end for New, I can't think of his name.
Well, the reason why I say that, Charles, is because you never had, at some point in time, you didn't have black quarterbacks.
Right.
And now you have.
But they realize how good they are, so they put them on the field.
If a guy was a black quarterback in college, when he got to the NFL, they made him a tight end or something like that. They didn't put him the quarterback. So we've got to look at the entire situation and what is actually happening. What's their motive?
The coaches wanted to win.
Mm-hmm.
So he said, I'm putting the best player on the field. You want me to win? What? So these coaches want to win. They don't care who you are now. You can be black, Hispanic. They want to win. These coaches have to win. I think, Charity, you're still on the line?
Yeah, I'm listening to you guys talk.
Okay.
And let's take it to this point right here. We're talking about young African-American kids. Make up 75% of the NFL African-American players. But these kids, let's say a huge number, 50% of them are coming from poverty-stricken communities. These kids are coming from poverty-stricken communities, and they pretty much going to college, and in these colleges are all white colleges. You know what I'm saying? These are top 5 schools. They're all white colleges. So you're taking them out of one environment and you're putting them in another environment and you're getting them ready for the world. My thing with the NFL is this, and it's not about Donald Trump, and it's not about any politics or anything, or the national anthem or anything. The NFL has deliberately kept the black community from out of the NFL. The things that are in the black community, the main thing is the black church. Yeah. In the black community, they have kept that out of the NFL for a reason. They don't want these players, roots being involved in the NFL. The NFL is dominated by African Americans, and we pretty much control. We don't own the league, but we pretty much control the league. So we have our say. We have a voice through the NFL. Now, using this platform, the NFL has given these players. The NFL don't want them to use it, but at the end of the day, you're infringing on their constitutional rights if you don't allow them to do certain things. But my thing is, the church has nothing to do with the NFL whatsoever, which I mean, the church in the black community you don't see it nowhere in the NFL. And I'm talking about the big major pastors from the churches. They are nowhere near the NFL at all. And I find that to be a problem because there's no our culture isn't a part of the NFL. Now they just introduced hip hop into the NFL a little while ago and stuff like that with the major performances they be having at halftime and all that stuff. But the black community culture will not be found in the NFL, and that's a huge problem for me because it's mostly African American. But you will find things of the Caucasian community in the NFL. Hint, hint, Susan S.G. Coleman. You know what I'm saying? Hint, hint, the military. Hint, hint, Pepsi. You follow me? So you don't have nothing doing with the black community in the NFL. NFL Play 60 is an organization. You see the commercials. The Play 60. That's an organization ran by Caucasians that's a part of the NFL. They pay to be a part of the NFL. I'm not sure if we can get any organization ran by the African American community to be a part of the NFL, and you won't find out one player speaking up for that. But at the end of the day, if you had more of a presence of the African American, and most of the African American community mostly consists of the churches that's in the community. And, you know, we don't have that presence in the NFL at all. No team wants the NFL to allow, no team wants the NFL to allow these type of organizations to be a part of their platform at all. So that's a fundamental problem we have right there. Now, again, we can harp about what Trump has done to divide NFL players, but again, it's all a distraction, and we need to pay attention to bigger and better things. Ask ourselves this question: how can we get more of an African American culture inside of the NFL so that like NFL should have the Super Bowl. Beyonce came and did a theme for Black Panthers, and white America went completely crazy. They went crazy. They was like, "No, we can't do this. I'm not for the using the NFL platform for a black agenda." You know what I'm saying? It's dominated, and also the NBA as well. But they kind of more of ahead of what the NFL has going on as far as the platform that their players are using. But there is no strong spiritual presence in the NFL, neither the NBA, and the spiritual presence in the black community is very strong. And if we can get that culture inside of the NFL, we may be able to say that, well, look what we were able to do. You know what I'm saying? We were able to get the black culture within inside of the NFL. We were able to get the Baptist church or whatever religion that's a part of the black community. I'm not sure, but, religion is important to the black community, and it helps us really get ahead in life, and we don't have that in the NFL at all, which is 75% African American. That's one of the fundamental problems I have with the whole thing. And what Trump said and did is minute compared to that.
And I agree with you, Turk. And that's the point I was trying to make, that you have to surround yourself with people that have wisdom, that have knowledge, that have understanding. If you surround yourself with people like that, then you can move up in society, you can move up in the world. But the biggest problem that we have, that we do not surround ourselves with people who have knowledge. And the Bible tells you, my people perish for what? For a lack of knowledge. And so you've got people that capable of giving you that wisdom, capable of giving you that knowledge. And in your referencing to a religion, I don't care what book you read. I don't care whether it's a psychology book, whether it's a medical book or whatever. You can find reference to it in the Bible.
Right.
There's always a reference to whatever it is that you're going through for it. There's nothing new under the sun. Everything that you're going through right now has happened one time or another. So you have to acquaint yourself with things, and looking at what Trump is doing on TV and all the things that he's saying, that should not be a major concern, because let him say whatever he wants to say.
Right.
Sooner or later he'll put his foot in his mouth. But we need to be concerned with how is this affecting us, and then find a solution to solve the problem instead of allowing him to make us rambunctious.
And see, another thing that Terry just said about the NFL owners, they do what they want to do. If you notice, Justin Timberland, he gonna perform at the halftime show for the Super Bowl this year. Now, years ago, he did the halftime show with Janet Jackson. Now, he invited back, but she not invited back because of the incident that they had when they supposed to had exposed her bra, whatever, but anyway, it's they forgive, people forgive you for what they want to forgive you for. But something that's not a part of them, it doesn't matter. Like some people can paint a woman on the butt, do anything they want to do. It's okay. He didn't know it no better. He didn't mean it. But Janet Jackson, I think she almost a grandmother now, and they still holding that against her on the halftime show.
If I was an NFL owner, I would have came out and said Donald Trump is not welcome at my stadium. That's making a huge statement. That's right. Saying to America that this man is not welcome at my place of business because of what he said about my players. Now, had it would have been a black man said that about white players, then that it would have been definitely came out, this person is not welcome here at all. And if the NFL came out and said Donald Trump is not welcome at any NFL games, that is saying something. That's saying a lot. You know what I'm saying? But the NFL is not going to do that because it's a business at the end of the day, and business is good. But let me say this. For all those people out there saying that, we're not going to do this because of how we feel, that's just a smack in our Lord Jesus Christ's face, because I honestly feel that if you leave it in God's hands, then God is going to take care of it. All of these people trying to go out here and take things into their own hands and make decisions for themselves, I haven't heard not one person who was involved in all of this NFL, NBA, and all of the controversial talk that's happening say, you know what? I'm just going to pray on it, leave it in God's hands, and keep moving. You had not even the famous Shannon Sharp. Everybody has a strong opinion. Everybody wants to say what needs to be done, but you're not hearing nobody saying that, you know what, there's a God in this situation, and we're going to leave it in his hands, and whatever he tells us to do, that's what we're going to do. I have this book in my hand. There's nothing new under the sun in it. I'm going to find some scriptures pertaining to what's happening. We had leaders like Donald Trump all throughout the Bible. Mm-hmm. Am I lying? I mean, right. If you can find someone just like Donald Trump in the Bible, and you can see exactly how God dealt with that person. Mm-hmm. And that's how we need to deal with people dealing with Donald Trump. You know what I'm saying? So right. I don't know the scriptures, but I'm sure there's a scripture in the Bible. Maybe there's more than one that's telling you exactly how to deal with a person just like Donald Trump. And when we figure that out, when we start putting that message out there to the people of, look, this is how God dealt with this person, this is how we need to deal with Donald Trump, then we'll be better off as a nation.
Okay, we thank you so much there, Terry, for you always enlightening. And we hope that our listening audience listen to it. It's time for us to wrap this up, but we're so grateful to those that been listening and been watching. We hope that something was said today, and hope that you would yield to a lot of this. And I'm certainly going to be pushing what the comments that Carrie has suggested that we need to organize. So that's going to be a main stage in my life to try to bring people together, not pin them against one another. Dr. Williams?
Terry, read Ecclesiastic, the 3rd chapter. That'll give you some information regarding that book that you have. And to all of the people who are watching us, please start calling in so we can have your opinion on what's happening and some of the issues that we're talking about. We value your opinion, so give us a go.
This is your show. Remember, y'all listening to Church Without Walls, Charles Stewart and Dr. Anthony Williams. We look forward to seeing you and hearing you next week. We always leave the show by saying no such thing as being half dead. If you're dead, you're dead. We love y'all and hope you have a great week.